There you go. Hello, replay. Hello, live viewers. Welcome, everybody. This is day 10, chapter 10 of the Grant Cardone book. Greg Harvey, my man, thank you so much for joining the room. Long time no see. Appreciate you being here. Edgar, thank you so much for being. Mercado TV, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks for tapping those hearts, guys. You know they are greatly appreciated. For those of you who do not know who I am, allow me to introduce myself. Maybe I'll just wait till a few more people come in. As you people are trickling into the room, I want to let you know, Stardust TV, how are you doing? That I am reviewing Grant Cardone's book, The 10X Rule. I am on chapter 10. If you want to join along with that and review the book with me and you don't have the book, it's a phenomenal book. It's $15 on Amazon, and that's the quickest way for you to get there. bit.ly/action 10X. Lady Yolanda, thank you so much for being here. Brooke, I believe you came into the room. I don't know if notifications are going out or not. You know Periscope is wonky. I want to introduce myself and let you guys know who I am. Great to see you. My name is Ryan Roy. I'm an accountability coach. I help people get into action in their life. I am also known as a success coach. Some people would call me a life coach, but at the end of the day, my desire is that you get the results in your life so that you absolutely live the life you desire. Lady Yolanda, first time here. Thank you so much for being here. And I don't know who invited you. Please let me know who invited you, and I want to thank them also. I call you my coach. Boom, Greg Harvey. You are one of the guys that I work with, and I'm enjoying watching your tremendous amount of successes that you're having here on Periscope. So let's get into it. Chapter 10 of the book is this. Competition is for sissies, people. Competition is for sissies. Grant talks about, hey, David McCormick, I see that you just popped in. He talks about dominating your market, right? One of the great lies, he says, perpetrated by mankind is the idea that competition is good. And he says, good for who? Don't compare and don't let another company set the pace. Make this your organization's job or your business's job to absolutely dominate the market. Do not be a sissy. Don't look to compete with other people. Whatever they're doing, you don't want to do that. You want to do it better. You want to be ahead of the curve. You want to be the person that the competition is looking at and saying, man, I want to do what they're doing. And the only way you do that is by doing things differently. David McCormick and I talked about that just the other day, didn't we? We're going to do something differently to get you where you want to go. And most people don't think outside of the box. Most people aren't willing to do what other people do to be successful. So, for example, Apple computers, right? They made smartphones and computers just like Dell does and just like IBM did and all these other ones. But they decided to dominate the market. They were doing the same stuff other people were doing, but Steve Jobs thought outside the box. He goes, let's make this iPod thing. Why carry around a cassette tape or a CD that skips and does all this? Why can't we put it on a chip just like we do in a computer and make it handheld and put it there? And that turned into the iPhone, which turned into the portable computer that's this thick and much thinner now because this is like an iPad 2. He dominated the market, absolutely dominated the market because competition, he didn't look as IBM and all these other companies as competition. They're not competition. They're nowhere near the competition. We're going to do something differently to just rock the market and change the world. And he has and done that. Vince Zog 7, thank you so much for coming in a rule. So the question is, how do you dominate, guys? Can somebody type that in there? How do you dominate your market? How does your business dominate its sector? How do you dominate? And he says, well, the first thing you need to do is decide that you're going to dominate. Be conscious of the fact that you want to dominate. And then you start doing what other people are unwilling to do. When you do this, it creates an unfair advantage Find something that your competition is unwilling to do themselves, and you go and do it at 100% and exploit their weakness. For example, he said he was working at a dental company as a consult, right? And the dental company said that the leader in their industry decided that they weren't going to do in-person consults anymore. They decided consciously that they're not going to meet with their clients. Everything was going to be done over Skype and over the phone. And that's how they were going to do their consults. So he suggested to the dental company, well, why don't you hire more people to go into offices and have that personal touch? And they tripled their sales. Bro, sad man, Durham, North Carolina, thank you so much for joining. Yes, it is a sad day in that area of the country, in the whole country, you know, but I'm not going to take that squirrel. We're not going to talk about that. We're talking about business. We're talking about 10x actions. We're talking about dominating your market because competition is for sissies. The 10x rule by Grant Cardone. We're reviewing the book and we're on chapter 10 right now, guys. Thank you so much for being in here and making things happen. So, you want to dominate so much that when people think of your product in your market, that they think of you. You guys want some examples of this? When you guys think of cotton swabs, I guys want you a little interaction here. I want you guys to think of, when you think of cotton swabs, what is the first company that comes to mind for you? When you think of cotton swabs, those little ear things, everybody calls them something else, but they're just cotton swabs. A top. Please put the board up so I can screenshot. Absolutely. It's a Q-tip, but they're just cotton swabs. But whether you buy generic or anything else, everybody calls it a Q-tip, right? How many of you have heard of Q-tips? Put a 1 in the box. Put a 1 in the box if you heard of Q-tips. They're actually cotton swabs. There you go. If you took a screenshot, thank you so much for doing it. Go and get the book. You are absolutely welcome, Yolanda. Thank you for asking. And guys, if you want something, go get it. There you go. Kleenex. If you want a tissue for your nose, everyone thinks of it as Kleenex. I'm going to give you another one, guys. Where are my list of things? When you think of personal computers, maybe 10, 15 years ago, when you think of a personal computer, no matter what it was, people called it a 3-letter word, and it starts with an I. There you go, Edgar. I was going to use that one next. When people think of copy machines, the brand name is Xerox, but it's just a copy machine. Yolanda, you're right. It's IBM. Everyone said, oh, it's either a Mac or an IBM. But IBM for everybody included Dell, Compaq, and Hewlett-Packard, Texas Instruments. All those things were considered to be IBM computers because there was IBM and Macs. But it wasn't just that. Mr. Rodo Smith, thank you so much for popping in the scope. We're talking about dominating your market, man, because competition is for sissies. Coca-Cola, I didn't know this about Coca-Cola, Brooke. I'm going to share with you. When I was in, I went to college in a small Central Florida school called Weber College originally. And you know what happened? Unstoppable. Yeah, well, it's a great title because Grant Cardone, the competition is for sissies. We're reviewing the book. So I'm on chapter 10 and I'm reviewing the entire book chapter by chapter for the next 2 weeks. Thank you, Tanya. Oh yeah, Tanya, how did I not know? So thank you, Tanya, for coming in. I know you, yeah, and I'm in your group. So where was I going with that, guys? You lost me for a second. I was going somewhere else. Aw, thank you so much, Tanya. I appreciate that. So, you just want to dominate your market. Coke, there you go. So, I remember sitting in the cafeteria at the college and somebody's like, I'm going to go can you get me a Coke? And I was like, sure. And I got him a Coke and he came back and he's like, because I was going to get a drink myself. He's like, dude, what is this? I says, a Coke. He goes, oh, I wanted an orange one. An orange Coke? What the heck's an orange Coke? Everybody in the Orlando area, because Disney supplies Coke, and Coke is so dominant there that everybody uses for the word soda, we're just talking about branding here, Beth. They use the word Coke. So if you want an orange Coke or a cherry Coke or a tab, or hey, I need a cola or a pop, they all call it Coke because the branding is so strong. We also talked about Kleenex and Q-tip as cotton swabs or things. I say Coke to any cola. There you go, Yolanda. That's my exact point. I don't use that because what area of the country are you in? By the way, where is everybody from? Tell me where you guys are from so that I get an idea of where we are in the country. Hello, Irina. Great to see you. I know where you're from, Boston. So I didn't know that. Are you from Boston or are you're originally there? Coke minus the cocaine, right? From the Ukraine, but you currently reside in Clearwater, Florida. We got New Mexico in the house. I say soda, but you've said Coke before. Great. Chicago in the house. We got Charlotte right now anyway, right? Grand Rapids. We got Dallas. You know I'm a Cowboys fan. I don't know how big of a fan you are, but I am a Cowboys fan. I may lose half the room because of that, a few towns over. But you guys use Coke as terminology for soda. That's what Grant's talking about. They've dominated the market so much. You know the number one soda sold in the world is Coke? No wonder why we associate it with that. NOLA in the house, New Orleans, Louisiana. So, purely dominate your sector. When people think of the 4-minute workout, I think of Beth Hoover. When I think of carrot bars, I think of Irina. When I think of Pastor Greenbeard and a great message every single morning, I think of Greg Harvey. Right? When you say laser focused, who do you guys think of? Tell me. You know who it is. I know who it is. Cynthia Bazin, because she has branded herself in a way that you guys know who it is. Awesome. I love this. When you think of Justify or Just Do It, who do you think of? Boom. So, boom, boom, boom. So that's awesome. So you can always learn from those you compete from. So Sam Walton, you guys know who Sam Walton is. Do you guys know who Sam Walton is? If anybody knows who Sam Walton is, let me know. Sam Walton is the owner of Walmart, the founder of Walmart. Most people probably don't know this. Sam Walton, founder of Walmart, has gone in and shopped at other stores on a weekly basis in order to see what they're doing well, and then use that to his advantage and do it even better. Guys, is that thinking about competing with them, or is that thinking about dominating the market? Because, wow, they do that well. Let us do it better. Class Act Coach, thank you so much for coming in the room. Dorian Santiago in the house. So he hones their specialties until they become his advantage. You dominate the market. Then people will start thinking, well, I don't have a lot of money. Guys, it's not about money. And if you guys are getting value on this, please share it out with your followers. Please tap the screen. Just keep pushing and pumping that screen and share it out with your followers, because there's some interaction going on here, which means there's some value being dished out. Put a 1 in the box if you guys think there's some value being dished out right now. People can catch it on the replay, even though we're coming to an end of the lesson. Competition is for sissies. Boom. So, people think that it takes a lot of money to do these things, to dominate. I don't have the money. I don't have the funds. I don't have the resources that some of these bigger companies have. Right? So what do? We can outwork them. Don't underestimate the power of getting on a Periscope broadcast, having 19 people in the broadcast, over 100 people come through, and then you retweeting it out and asking people to share. There is power in that. Greg Harvey, is there power in that? Put a 1 in the box, Greg Harvey, if there's power in that. Because Greg is doing these things. He's showing up on a consistent basis, and he's growing his audience, and he's getting sponsorships, people. You outwork people, absolutely. How do we outwork people? By using social media, by going and doing personal visits, by mailing them handwritten mails, emailing them, networking, so and on and on and on. When using activity to counter the pocket advertising competitions, never underestimate how much activity it takes to get noticed and maintain attention in your space. Guys, you guys know a lot of people here on Periscope who show up on a daily basis, and you've named some of them. You know them because they show up and they've branded themselves up. Building friendships, relationships, absolutely. Calling, following up. Outwork your competition. Use a variation of campaigns of offers, information, video. Guys, he wrote this book back in 2010. There was no such thing as live streaming. Periscope didn't exist. You can reach the masses through this platform if you network properly and deliver good messages on a consistent basis. There's no reason each and every single one of us through this free platform, all it costs is an internet connection and a phone bill. And that's free for everybody because everybody has that that's in this room. How do I know? Because you're here. Because it's free, you have the opportunity to reach the masses. There's no reason for you not to hit the broadcast button. Absolutely zero. Absolutely zero. And I just went through that. So Grant talks about his email campaign that he did where he was dripping on people like five times a week. And you know what people said? People started complaining. You send me too much information. There you go. If you want to do it, you get on the ryanroy.me/train, the scope train, and hit the broadcast button. Greg did it. A lot of people in this room have done it. And the reason they've done it, they've had success and they've grown followers and grown a following and got around like-minded, amazing individuals who follow the scope train. He said when those people started complaining, he knew he was doing something right. He knew that when people started complaining, he was doing something right. Denise, I see you're in the room. Welcome. So when he started doing that, what did he do? He didn't listen to those few naysayers. He goes, man, this is working. I'm irritating people. I had people complain about, this is what he did, Dorian. This is what he did. He sent 10 times the emails. And you know what people started doing? People started buying his products. And you know what other people started doing? They started saying, man, you are a beast sending out information. I get stuff from you 2, 3, 4 times a day. How do you do it? He said he upped his Twitter to 48 times a day. He had a personal message that he typed out that he put into a responder that every 30 minutes of every single day, a tweet went out that he wrote. Now, it may not have been writing it in the middle of the night, but he sent it out and he wrote it. He upped his game, people. He dominated because competition is for what? Guys, competition is for what? Type it in the box. Competition is for what? Competition is for what? I want to see it. I want somebody to type it in. Competition, people, is for sissies. Thank you, Andy. Competition is for sissies. Guys, you don't want to compete with people. You want to dominate. You know what, Irina? You don't compete with anybody. You don't worry about anybody up in your upline or your downline. You do your work. You dominate. You don't compete, people. How many of you want to dominate as opposed to compete? Put a 1 in the box. Put a 1 in the box if you want to dominate. I want to dominate. I'm putting a 1 in the box. Thanks, Sam. No problem. I don't know who Sam is, but I'm glad Sam invited you here. If you guys are not following me and you're absolutely new, click on the little Perry guy in the corner. Follow me. I'm following the 10X rule for the next 13 weeks, I believe, because there's 23 champions. You're pumped today. I am pumped because this stuff gets me pumped. This stuff gets me pumped, but I've been dominating my market all day. Why? Because I've been up since 6 a.m. and just crushing it all day long. I was like, man, I got to squeeze this broadcast in. I got to squeeze it in, but I got to squeeze it in because I said I would be here. And you make it happen. You show up at a high level, and you make things happen. So boom, 2 things happen when you take the right amount of action. 2 things happen, guys. Put a 2 up there. 2 things happen. And this is what he experienced. You get a new set of problems. Number 1 is you get a new set of problems. And number 2 is your competition will start promoting you. If somebody is talking about you in their scopes about what they're doing and what they're doing something right. Oh my God. When I talk about Greg Harvey is doing something right. He's not my competition, but I'm talking about him because he's relevant. When I start talking about Irina, it's because she's relevant. When I start talking about Rodney, it's because he's relevant. When I start talking about Denise, it's because she's relevant. You people are relevant because you show up. Whether you show up in your broadcast or you show up supporting, you guys are showing up. Walmart receives tons of negative press, and guess what? They're still the powerhouse in the market. Still the powerhouse in the market. You need complainers. If you don't have any complainers, you're not doing anything right. If nobody's saying that guy is doing too much, or that if they're talking about you, you're doing something right. If they're not talking about you, you're not doing enough. If you're not pissing some people off, people, you're not taking enough action. I can't tell you how many times people have sent me a message that I don't even know and says I shouldn't be doing that. Last week, people, I broadcast. I made a commitment to myself last week. I was going to do 21 broadcasts. You guys can go back and count them if you want. And guess what? One of them was getting on a bicycle. And I sat there and I biked. I said, I'm going to do 3 a day every single day. And I did more some days and less some other days. Guess what, people? I biked without a helmet. I had at least 10 direct messages or private messages on Facebook of people I never even knew telling me I need to wear a helmet. And I said, damn, I scoped it. And guess what? I showed up and guess what? People didn't like it. But you know what? They wouldn't even know who I am if I didn't scope that scope. But guess what? Now they know who I am. GoFundMe. GoFundMe. If you guys want me to wear a helmet, somebody created a GoFundMe during that bike ride. Go to, Greg, put this in. bit.ly/Ryan Helmet. I don't know if it's Ryan's Helmet or Ryan Helmet. And if you guys want me to wear a helmet when I do a bike scope, go buy me a helmet. I'll wear it. But I'm not spending my money on a helmet that I don't believe I need. Because I don't have those fears. I don't have those fears. So there's the link, guys. If you want me to wear a helmet, if you think my safety and this brain and the knowledge I'm giving you is worth it, so you got a free helmet? No, because everybody talked about it, but everybody wants to tell me what to do. But when it comes time to ante up, people were like, well, I'm not going to pay for your helmet. I just want to complain that you're not wearing one. See, people want to complain. I loved the complaints. And then I said, if you want that from me, go get it for me. bit.ly/Ryan Helmet. Competition and helmets are for sissies. Class act coach. Love it. So we're going to come to an end here, guys. Do what others are unwilling to do. He identified a company in the sector that didn't do follow-up callbacks. Like they just didn't do it. There was a company he was working with. They didn't do follow-up callbacks to their customers. So he identified that was a weakness in the sector. So what did he do? Tap it till it cracks. So what did he do? He told them, the managers, when people were leaving the store, I imagine it was for a car dealership or something larger, a larger purchase. As people left the lot, I'm assuming he doesn't talk about what type of business it is. He sat there and he said, the managers need to call the people as they're leaving the establishment. I'm assuming, once again, it doesn't say this in the book, that it's like a car dealership. And say, wait, I got something I got to show you. And people would leave. If it went to voicemail, they'd have another manager call and say, hey, we really got something we need to show you. People would come back. They'd show them a better deal. And guess what? Of the 50% of people who showed back up, 80% of them bought. 80% of them bought because people were unwilling to call people after they left the establishment business. I'm assuming a car dealership. I don't know what that is. So quit thinking about competing. Despite what everybody else says, it's not healthy. He ends it with this. It's for sissies. Quit thinking about the competition, people. Do your actions. Do what's necessary for you. Back in the people were said when I called back selling Avon. Yeah, like, oh my God, you called me? People feel special, people. Chase them out to the parking lot. I got a better deal. They actually let them leave. They actually let them leave. LuLaRoe, Kathy Robinson, thank you so much for coming here. The LuLaRoe people, LuLaRoe people are all over Periscope selling their stuff right through their phone. They're like, hey guys, look at my closet. I have a ton of shit and I'm going to sell it. This is $40. This is $40. This is $40. This is $40. Go to the link. Tell me what you want. Send the money. I'm sending it out to you. And I'm like, what the boom? This is crazy. I love what the LuLaRoe people do when they show up. When they show up, it is crazy. There is no shame because they're dominating social media. Every other MLM is doing what? Every other MLM is like, guys, don't tell them. Get them on a call. Don't tell them anything. Don't tell them shit. We got to get them on a call. Send them to a website and a video and bug the crap out of them. And LuLaRoe's like, man, we got this live stream thing and people want to buy right through their phone. This is like the home shopping network of live streaming. LuLaRoe's got some smart people at the top of that chain They jumped on it, and LuLaRoe saturated live stream about 5-6 months ago. And I was like, where are all these LuLaRoe people coming from? I was like blown. Way less annoying than spamming your Facebook, right? Because I choose LuLaRoe is the Walmart of Periscope, right? They just come in and are like, hey guys, we got this. You want to buy it? Go to the link. Hey, hey, this is a size extra small. Hey, do we have that in extra large? Oh, this ugly ass print here? Look, go buy it. Somebody loves this print. I don't like it, but you guys love it, so buy it. Hey, honey, grab that one off the rack. And it's like crazy. Stop following the herd mentality. We have an amazing platform here. And guys, I'm going to ask you this last question, and I'm going to tell you, I am a coach. My name is Ryan Roy. I help people, small businesses, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people just like you who are a little bit lost, not quite sure what they want to do, haven't formulated their goals right, what their target market is, and I help you break down what it is you want to accomplish into small, actionable steps, man. At that point, I hold you accountable to taking those steps through a very simple process that I've created. If any of you would be interested in getting on a phone call with me, go to my website, which my man Greg Harvey there, if you want, and if you need a website, all of you are business people, look at my website. My man Greg Harvey created it for me, and I'm so super proud of it. Go there and get yourself a free consultation with me for an hour, and I guarantee you, you're not going to regret it. Thank you so much, Dorian. I work with Dorian now for 2 years, and he's done so much in his life, so much mentally ahead than where he was, and he's like the best acting coach in all of Atlanta and all the southeast of the United States. And I know this because I have attended some of his classes, and I'm blown away. When I did Road and Feelings, I tried to tell them about Periscope, and they just wanted to copy and paste. I was like, yeah, go and get your free consult. Thank you so much. The hour was worth it, Rafia says. Facebook messages. Guys, follow up on Facebook. Ryan has changed my life. Thank you so much, Rodney. Rodney, can I share a small part of your story? Because a lot of people will contact me for business. Rodney contacted me for business. But we talk about balance, people. We talk about balance. And Rodney had a health goal he wanted to achieve. And you'll see a picture of Rodney there with his lovely wife. And I think he needs to switch some pictures up because Rodney is 89.7 pounds less than when I started working with him. Because one of his things he wanted to do was accomplish some weight loss. But we created a whole new business for him. He's a video guy. Guys, if you need any video editing or an intro or outro for your websites designed that will be put into Greg Harvey's website, guess what? Those are the people you want to talk to. They're going to dominate the market. Get them while they're at their beginning stages in their businesses because these people are going to dominate their markets. So reach out to Rodney for some video editing. Reach out to Greg Harvey if you need a website or some logos or things designed. You want to know why? Because they're going to take their game to the next level, and soon they're just going to be outsourcing this stuff to other people because they got big things happening. So I'm going to leave you with this. Let me read it from here because I think I mistyped it in my notes. What are some practices you can do that would separate you from your competition? What are some practices you could do that would separate you from your competition? Thank you. I'm in my dining room. What practices, and guys, put one in there. What can you start doing? Can you follow up more than somebody else? Can you send more emails? Could you scope more? What is it that you can do that's going to separate you from the competition? I guarantee you, if you do any one of those things, that's it, more touches. Rodney sent out a video because he's a video guy. Rodney, I'm going to tell this story. He sent out a video to all of his previous clients personalized in an email. And he says, hey, we worked together X amount of months ago. I did this project for you. I just wanted to say, hey, thank you for your business and think of me if any other opportunities come up. UPS, USP, I don't know what a USP is. Unique selling proposition. We're not going to get into that. And he sat there and did that, and he got all kinds of responses back. Now, some did business, some did not, but most responded to him and said, oh my God, that is so cool that you sent me a video instead of an email, and it was personalized. And guess what? They're going to remember him because he did something different. That's right. Concentrate on your competitive advantages. He's a video guy. He sent video. Duh. Say again what he said, please. All he did was say thank you for your business, when they worked together, what the project was, and to think of him in any future video projects they needed to work on. And guess what? He was different than every other person. And he followed up months later. He didn't forget. But you executed the idea. I drop amazing ideas in here every single day. Not everybody executes them. So guys, I got to get going. I have another client call here in about 13 minutes. I want to thank each and every single one of you. If any of you want that free consultation and haven't had it already, feel free to contact me at ryanroy.me. Thank you, Irina. You guys are absolutely amazing. You can spend your time absolutely anywhere, but you chose to spend it here with me today, and your time is your most precious asset. I'm going to do what I always do, because all of you amazing people have come through today and spent your time with me. Brooke Maddox, thank you for being here. Beth, the hairstylist in Tempe, Arizona. She's probably styling somebody's hair as she's listening to me. So, Beth, thank you so much for being here. We got Rodney, Mr. Rodo Smith, in the house. He's half the man he used to be externally and 10 times the man since we've been talking, in my opinion. And I think his wife agrees a little bit. Greg Harvey, my man, thank you so much for being here and designing my beautiful website. Miss Irina, you tapped out a perfect 1,000 hearts. Denise Brewer, thank you. Rafia, thank you. Steven, I know you've been in a couple scopes. Thank you so much for being here. Tina, Denise, thank you. Andy Lamb, the SoCal Realtor, Southern California, I imagine, Realtor. And then we got somebody from Palm Beach. We got 2 other people that I can't acknowledge. And if I missed any of you, know that it wasn't intentional. I just didn't know. I know what you got. I know what you got. At least it wasn't 3 and then like 3 6s, dude. On my side, it said a perfect 1,000, and perfect, in a lot of ways, it describes you. I think you're awesome. You know that. I messed it up. No problem. So guys, I'm getting out of here. I am, enjoy your weekends. Go and think about not the competition, but how you're going to dominate your market. And we will talk a little bit later. I still have my quote scope to do. I'll probably be doing that around 2:30 this afternoon after I get through these last few client calls. Have an amazing day, everybody. Thanks for all the hearts and all the love. And if you just walked in, feel free to catch the replay. Bye, guys.